Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. We're very pleased to welcome you to our Stratos Community AMA. My name is Claire. I'll be the moderator for today's session, and joining us today, let's welcome our founder, Binju. So this is our first time hosting it on Twitter Space, and if there's any technical challenges, we appreciate your patience and understanding. So to make sure that today's community AMA will be more engaging and interactive, we're going to keep it in a format that with a general update given by Bin to the community first, and then we'll open the floor for other questions. So now let's begin first.
Join this AMA event. Last week, we have the announcement for the route to the mainnet. It's countdown list. So before we have, the time for each of step, but yes, due to some technical problem or other market issues, we think for better transparency, it's better we let you guys know what kind of task we must have done before the mainnet. That's why last week we announced that countdown list. From now, we already deployed the Chops 4, and in a couple of weeks, and so far everything is going very well. For sure, we got some feedback. We also catch some new bugs, but no majors. And all the current problem we already got is under the control. And actually, right now, most of the team is working on the Chops 5 right now. So the main reason why we need to have Chops 5, I give you a brief reasons, is we have Chops 4 because a lot of nodes we call fake node. They connect to the network and they just want to get something for free because all the staking coin is free, right? In the year, the current testing token is free, right? So they have no any cost to just get the valuable neutrals. Right now, actually, it's not IQ number, but right now it's almost 500,000 SDS node is registered on the Stratos chain. 500,000 is really a big number. But there are only about 30,000 active node is working for the Stratos storage chain. And it's all good. In Chops 3, we have similar issue, but when the registered node more than about 200,000, the chain was very slow and the matter layer is keeping crash. But right now we already have almost 500,000. Everything going very smooth. This is an achievement we did in Chops 4. But when we launched the Chops 4, we realized the other issue is there's some manners they're using one physical server to launch more than 100 SDS nodes. I know this won't be happening in Mainnet, but it happens in here because there's no cost. So in this case, when the online SDS node is getting bigger and bigger, some people will get the issue. It's hard to uploading and downloading the files because some SDS node, even they're active, but their performance is not good. So the Chops 5 will more focus on that. We're not only test the heartbeat, we're not only test the connections of each of SDS node. In Chops 5, we will start to do the verification of each of SDS node. It means we will let the SDS node to do some real work. For example, they need uploading, they need to downloading something, give them some task. If they could accomplish that task in short term, to verify your bandwidth, to verify you have good CPU, a good disk, then we add to your to treat you as active SDS node. Otherwise, we will never assign any task to you. So this is what we will do in Chops 5. Actually, that's what we're doing now. in the dev team. So when we launch the Chops 5, that feature will be released. So this is the Chops 5, also fix some issues we have now. And after the Chops 5, we will probably freezing our code in a couple weeks, at least more than 2 weeks, right? To make sure everything is going well. And actually then will be auditing process. Right now we already select 3 more auditing companies. We already had a conversation with them. Maybe in September, October, we have further conversation with them. We will get code. We will have a communication. We will pick the better one for our case and start to do the auditing. At the meantime, we will talk to the exchange, like the gate Syntax. We will talk to them, negotiate with them, and let them to do something bridge about native token and the ERC20 token. If Gate work with us, probably in the Gate, you can choose which one you want to trade. Maybe you want to trade Ethereum ERC20 tokens, or maybe you want to trade Stratos native tokens. So we can use that way to let the people to make your own decision. You want to keep your ERC20 tokens, or you want to keep the native STS tokens. We have that because we want to keep the liquidity. We also want to keep Uniswap V2, V3 pool for people for more trading purpose. But for any of the miners, you only can use the native token to staking and to deposit for your SDS. So then, it's like I said, we have Chops 5, we have auditing, we have to negotiate with the current centralized exchange. When we make that happen, we will start to launch our main network. After main network, we will run about couple weeks without SDS network, only blockchain network. In couple weeks, we let all the miners get their native token in the hand, get everything ready. Then we will launch our SDS network. So that's the brief, the milestone. That's the brief roadmap. What we will do. But for details, you still can go back to the announcement what we did last week to get more information. Yeah. Maybe now is time. If you have questions, raise your hand. Maybe we can answer any particular question. Thank you.
Thanks, Ben, for the quick update, and I'm sure that everybody is as excited as we are about the upcoming mainnet. But before that, we do also need to making sure that we have every component ready for a smooth launch. And on my end, I'd also like to give like a quick update from some of the interactions we have from previous conference and also some of our business meeting as well. Even though the currently market has been really quiet, on our end, we also try our best effort in regards to reconnecting with our investors and also participating at different kind of conferences and events to build new business connections and present our Stratos decentralized storage solutions. So back at June, I attended Consensus 2022 on behalf of Stratos. And over there, we catch up with our investors, for example, Finbushi Capitals, Fundamental Labs, Spark Digitals, and Exedras. They also help us to introduce with different other decentralized applications and projects. We build like a great connections out there. Also, earlier this month in August, we attended the largest crypto conferences in Toronto. And Ben also gave a speech over there. From all those business activities, we were very happy to find out that actually, first of all, we learned more feedbacks about different kind of projects and builders. What are their struggles from their current storage or current infrastructure providers, and most of their feedbacks or their first impression about Stratos is very positive, and they really want to get get to try our storage testnet as soon as possible, and then later on consider integrate fully from the technical perspective. So I think right now our focus is really to ensure that once we put all the forces on Tropos 5, we are able to launch a close to fully functional storage, and then we will be also ready to reconnect with all those potential projects and builders and help them to onboard and try out our storage testnet as well. So this is just a quick update from the business perspectives. And then now I would like to open the floor for everyone to ask questions. Please note that if you want to ask a question, you need to request to speak, and then I will put you as a speakers. Thank you. I saw that Predator and Alexander are on the speakers. Would you like to pose your questions or?
Hey, sure. So I'll go first. Our team actually met you guys at the Blockchain Futures conference in Toronto. We are Predator. We create human-friendly user experiences to improve the adoption of the blockchain. First product we call is created is Predator Provider, and Predator Providers, what it does right now is actually we help Akash Network to provide to make Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry, maybe there's some click at the wrong buttons. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we sent out a message to you guys about collaborating or working out together to do something for the community on Twitter, but we did not get reply. So I just want to ask that who is the right person I can contact with and get in touch, and we can set up something to go over a few things.
Yeah, I think Clear is our head of the market. Clear is the right person you can contact to. But yeah, recently there are a lot of projects connect to us and the community connect to us and they talk about the use case, the business corporations. They want to try out our the current storage network. This is a very good sign, but sometimes I hope some operation, I hope we can do it in Tropos 5 instead of the Tropos 4. Maybe that's the reason we slow down, to respond some corporations. The reason is when we upgrade from Tropos 1 to Tropos 4, we're keeping to the entire cleanup. The blockchain information and all the storage information, all the data the user uploaded, it will always be cleaned up when we upgrade to Tropos 5. But in Tropos 5, there are opportunities. Probably we will keep all the information and migrate all of them in the mainnet. That's why we prefer maybe when the Tropos 5 is ready, we will invite some clients, some community, and some other projects to really use it and keep it as permitted storage solutions. So maybe that's why we got a response recently very active to some requests. And anyway, you always can contact Clear or even contact me for the further discussion.
Okay. If I DM you on the Twitter, is that fine? Or do you want any other form of communication?
Yeah. Now it's fine. We still have space. If later is more speaker and no more space, maybe we will temporarily remove someone to ask more people to ask questions. Right now it's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, BM.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Alex.
Hi. I have several questions. Is there a communication in progress or planned with the huge invest funds upon the mainnet launch? And is there a commitment plan to switch huge existing projects to Stratos once Mainnet would launch?
Okay. The first questions, if I understand, if I hear clearly, is any plan for the fundraising or for the Stratos? The second one, is there any plan that some project will be launched on our mainnet, right? So the first question is, right now we don't have any plan to open the next round fundraising because now it's bear market. Everyone know that. Maybe it's not good opportunity to raise money in the bear market. Maybe there are two options. One, maybe even in the bear market, if our Strato main network is launched very successful, a huge attraction from the communities and even from the traditional business, and our token price getting higher, probably we will open the new fundraising round, or maybe the market is getting much better in the bull market. We will do the other side. Definitely we will do just based on the timing. The timing is the market situation or our product situation. That's one. The second one, we had the conversation internally with some NFT project, GameFi project, even SocialFi project, even some NFT project is dedicated for the music, even videos. But since they did it successfully to using our network, like I mentioned, because in the Chops 3, Chops 4, now looks good. But I just be honest, when the active node it's more and more, the performance is not so great because some nodes performance will be the bottleneck of the entire network. So we will let them to retry in Chops 5. And when they like it, probably we could launch the project when the mainnet is launched, or maybe we can have some announcement. And now we don't want to release any news in case something happens. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. And is there any costs for the services aligned for nowadays? So for the storage by transaction, is there the cost is identified?
Yeah. That's a very good question. Actually, 2 weeks before when we're in the conference in Toronto, this is the top one question we ask. So we always respond like that. I think our cost will be about 10% of the current traditional storage solution like AWS S3 or Google Storage, Google Cloud Storage. I think our cost will be about 10% of them. And we have Stos. We also have we have Stos, and so we also have sorry, I just forget that word. At the beginning when we do the initialization process, and we will set the price like that.
Okay, thanks, Ben. And last question for the database part. Is it planned to make it possible to connect to the Stratos by OLEDB provider, so we could develop standard applications in Web 2 or standard desktop applications to connect to Stratos? Thanks.
Yeah. Sorry, I just forgot that. I want to say the ozone, right? So because the ozone is the one we will charge for the traffic. So when we initialize our ozone price, we will set the price is around 10% of the traditional storage solution. That's what I want to mention. For the database, probably in 2023, we will work on the decentralized database and decentralized computation. But probably we will work on the decentralized computation earlier than the database. but database will be the last component we will deliver to definitely. If how can we use the database? Yeah, if any third party, for example, the SocialFi and even the Oracle solutions, or even the DeFi solution, if they really want to use the Stratos database solution, for sure they need to consume the Stos. The Stos is the only coin they need to purchase to consume that, and the database they can say they can use separately, just consume the Stos, or they can move all their entire DPP on our blockchain. So they can use Stratos blockchain. They also can use storage. They can use computation and the database together. So yeah, that's the database. The database is the last component we will deliver. Maybe more details we can release in next year. Now it's still a little bit early. Thank you, Alex.
Maybe one more question. Nobody asks. What's the main difference? What would be the main difference of the computation part if comparing to the ICP project?
Oh, that's a great question. Yes, actually, I had a conversation with the core member of the ICP. From my personal understanding, ICP is provides the container, right? So you have your flexibility to implement your code in their container, so they will handle the container to run your code. This is very flexible for everyone, but sometimes container probably is too flexible to use. It means everything you need to manage it. That's one thing. I think this probably will be a barrier. The other barrier is why you need computing, right? You need computing, like why you need a calculator, because you want to calculate some numbers. So for the computing, they're always working with input and output. What's the input output? It's data. If you're using not only ICP and all the other decentralized computation, the problem they face right now is where's the data I can input? Okay, I have the CPU, I have computing, but where I can read the data from, that will be a problem for them. So that's why we set our strategies. We always first launch our storage. I mean, working with us, or move your ecosystem, move your application to the Stratos. That's Stratos to handle all your data. It doesn't matter if your image, your video, audio, or any log file you put there. When you put there, probably you will need the computing. If you have video, you need the computing to help the video to do the streaming, encoding, decoding. It's something like music, right? If you want to listen your music online, you need computing to compute it. And if you have log, how can you share that log to your community? Okay, you can implement the API on top of the log. And who will run your API? It's computing, right? And if you want to have image, you want to run some AI, algorithm, neural network, right? You need the GPU computing. So that's what we're doing. Right now it's more clear, right? We hold your data. Your data actually will initialize some organic computing requirement. Then our computing resources will building that organ to fill your business requirement and build the application for you. So we won't directly deliver any container or Docker to you. We want to give you something you can just open your box to use it directly. It's like you go to the Apple Play Store. You don't implement anything in the Apple Store. You just choose which one you want to use. So you want to use encoding services, you want to use API services, you want to use any service, you can just come from Stratos computing package to pick up. If any service you want to use but we don't have it, actually we will provide the way you communicate with the team or maybe third party. And our team or maybe third party can building your business requirement for you on top of the computing. So that's the big distinguish between us and all the others like ICPs. We don't want to have very, very flexible. I don't think that flexible give you relax. Actually, that flexibility give you more headache. So we give you something you can use it right away. Okay? That's my answer, Alex.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. And if any other community, any of you, if you have questions, just raise your hand. Yeah, ask you any kind of questions. Okay, Patrick, give me a second.
Okay, I have another one, Ben.
Sure. That's good.
How many validators is planned, and what yield per year is planned for delegators, stakers?
How many validators right now for the Stratos blockchain? I'm checking online now. In the top spot right now, we have 308 validators, but only the top 100 validators will get reward. That's the current validators. What's your second question? If you don't mind, can you repeat?
So it would be limited to 100 validators,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what yearly percent would be is planned to for the stakers?
For staking reward, right? So we did some rough calculation. For the staking reward, we cannot give very accurate that percentage. But based on the calculation we did before, it's roughly around 5%. If you're staking your Stos token on any of the validators, you get yearly around 5% reward as an ROI.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Hi, Patrick. You can just unmute yourself to ask questions.
Hey, Ben.
Hi.
Hey, guys. First of all, so you have heard my voice as well over here. I'm the admin from Straddles. But, Ben, can you tell us a bit more about Airwave being built on Straddles?
Yes, actually, now it's ongoing right now. Actually, their Airwave team is build some smart contract on Stratos. That's the first step. And after that, when our storage is ready, the Airwave is running the proof connectivities, and the proof connectivities will be on top of a lot of log which is generated by the small cell. But the proof connectivity also probably will be audited by the third party or even by some government. So we will keep running the proof connectivity consensus, but in the meantime, we will also save or store a lot of original logs in the storage. So Airwave will also using the Stratos storage to store a lot of original logs. So that will be corporation fund now. But in the future, now software is eating everywhere. Now the 5G small cell with the Santana is working with particular hardware, like the IC, the huge amount of IC. But right now, there are some simulators, they don't need any hardware. If the computation is strong enough, we can just using the software to assimilate the 5G hardware and just with the antenna. That will be very interesting topic. Probably in the future, we don't need any particular small cell. We just need some antenna with the edge computation, which it could provide by Stratos to be a traditional small cell. So that will be the other use case in the future. We cannot guarantee when it will be happen. It's really dependent on how this industry going on. The other one possible is, like we mentioned, later on we will also implement the decentralized database. But most of our database is using one use case actually is your profile and your bill, right? Your credit card, your bank statement, all that information actually in the bank or credit card company's database. So in the future, maybe every miners, all their bill, all their reward, all the end users' bill probably could be read to the Stratos decentralized database as well. When they want to request, when they want to pay, they can read it directly from the database. So that two, one is computation to act as the soft small cell, and the bill based on the database. That will be the other potential use case in the following years, but not right now. So that's the several use case there we can copy with Stratos. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for answering us, Ben.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, I think this is a very good opportunity. I hope I could answer more questions. If you have any questions,
Ben, actually, I saw someone posted a questions. Maybe he didn't raise his mic, but I'll just ask him for you. How do you guarantee the security of the data that will be stored in a decentralized way on the Stratos chain?
If I understand correctly, it means secure the data is the data is saving to the storage, right? So since I cannot communicate with him directly, okay, now it's on mute. Okay, I think he's talking about the data is in the storage. Okay. So
yes, I think the question is about how do we guarantee the security of the data that's being stored on Stratos decentralized storage network.
Yeah, I think that will be two different perspective of that security. The first one, how can we guarantee all your information won't be lost, right? You have your valuable information be uploaded to Stratos. I don't want my data will be lost. That's one. Okay, how can we guarantee that? Yeah, like we said, we will have the replication of all the data you uploaded, and the replication number will be at least bigger than 3. Not only 3, probably we will increase the replication number. It's bigger than 3. If any one copy of your replication was damaged, for example, you have one replica is saving to one manual machine, but the manual machine was offline. So we will detect that situation. We will put some warning information internally on your data. We say, okay, normally we have 3 replica or 5 replica, but your data is less than that number. So we will internally increase 1 more replica or 2 more replica to make sure your data is replica always in the safe mode. That's one. We guarantee that no one's data will be lost. The other one, how can we guarantee your data is safe? That no other people can read your information. That will be different way we process. The Stratos storage will provide multiple layer process. The basic layer is you upload your data, it's there. is public, like the Bitcoin Ethereum. All your transaction is readable, traceable by anyone. That's just the basic layer. But right now we are working on the basic layer. We need to make sure the basic layer to get reliable, scalable, sustainable, that stable. That's the fundamental stuff we are working on. But when this layer is good enough, we will work on the second layer. But it means when you upload your data, you can choose you want to encrypt your data or not. If you don't want to encrypt, okay, your data is still public to everyone can read it. For example, the CDN, they don't want to encrypt. They want anyone to can read it. Right? But if you want, actually you can encrypt your data. And you encrypt your data first, then we will separate your data to multiple slices, and each of the slices will have multiple copies, replica to multiple nodes. In this case, you are the only one control the private key of your content, your data. If any other people cannot get your private key, they will never can unencrypt the data. We use this way to secure your content or your data won't be stolen or won't be read by or modified by any other people. So that's the second way we talk about the security. This is we think we have confidence to do that. If no one can steal your Bitcoin, actually no one can steal your content or read your content without your private key. No one can do that. Okay, that's my answer.
Thank you. I saw we have someone new, TH, on the speaker. Do you have a question you would like to ask?
Yeah, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. So I've actually got two questions for Ben. The first one is obviously when Mainnet goes live, is there the intention, and forgive me if I've missed an announcement, is there an intention to actually have end users actually looking to use Stratos' network and sort of will they be in place for, quite soon after Mainnet?
Sorry, may you repeat again?
So will there be some customers consuming Stratos' network when Mainnet goes live?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's some customer will jump to us and start using our storage network first.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and during the conference, there's some community and third party. They also discuss they have interested to implement some DeFi solution only on our blockchain as well. That's what they asked us during the conference in Toronto. I'm not sure that, but I'm also a bit surprised because when we talk about the Stratos, most people they know us as the decentralized storage solution for now. Some people they're also interested on our blockchain. So we will see. We cannot guarantee anything, but we have confidence some users they will jump to that, and because they're cheaper, and also based on some test information we got, there's some people they feel this is more convenience and it's better performance for some NFT or other video audio project.
Excellent. Okay, no, that's brilliant. And then my follow-up question to that is, as Stratos becomes, more well-known and there's more adoption, perhaps in the enterprise space, what is the mechanism for enterprises to be able to buy Stos tokens? Will it be over the counter or will it all be via exchanges? I'm just interested because as the Stos token is the form of payment to use the Stratos network, I wondered how enterprises and organizations would be able to purchase the token to use for compute.
Yeah, that's really a great question. Yeah, thank you for asking that. We have solution, but in the current financial situations, and especially in US, their SEC and the other country, they always have some regulations, especially for the big enterprise. It's hard for them to purchase the cryptos and add it to their balance sheet, right? It's hard. So I think right now there are two solutions. One solution is probably the original team, like us, we can implement some middleware. I mean, to provide the services on top of the Stratos, for example, the CDN or storage. Okay, you can pay the fiat, but when you pay the fiat, the middleware, they will take care of the trading process to purchase and the consumer stocks that will be in the middleware. So we don't need to explore that complicated part to the enterprise. We not only we could do that, but we even encourage the third party could do that, right? Like Arwave. I mean, the Arwave with the other decentralized storage project, they have Arwave cloud storage. I mean, you can just pay the US dollar or pay the other fiat. They just get your fiat currency and convert to the Arwave AR tokens, right? So I think I really encourage the community or the other project, the team, they can work on our solutions that build the fiat-friendly applications. You get fiat, and part of your fiat pay the Stos currency. The other probably will be your income, your revenue. That's one. The second solution probably is also adoptable. It's like the crypto.com credit card, and there are several other credit card companies. They come to pitch us. They said, okay, if they want to cooperate with us, they can add Stos as add to their credit card. It means they can directly to using credit card to pay and purchase the Stos. That's the second solution. But the second solution probably is more friendly for individual customer. But the middleware or the middle applications built by us or built by the third party, probably that will be more friendly for the enterprise. Yeah.
Okay, so effectively you would have like you said, a middleman organisation taking the fiat, and then presumably that organisation which sits in the middle would then take the liquidity and buy it on the exchanges rather than OTC. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, that's the trade-off solution. I mean, maybe in a couple of years, and the whole world of the financial perspective, a lot of the big companies, they are also open to the crypto. That will be perfect. When that happens, everyone could directly to purchase and consume Stos directly.
Brilliant. But the main thing is that anything which is consumed or needed to pay for consumption will be purchased via exchanges, albeit via a third party or the credit card. So thank you very much, Ben, for answering my questions. Much appreciated.
Thank you for the great question.
Thanks, DH, for the questions. I now see Super Potato, you're on speaker as well. Do you have a question to ask?
Yeah, hello. I have a further question. Also to the payment system. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My question is, how does the accounting work for the customers for using Stratos services? So how the cost calculated? Is it's real-time billing, or do we have to buy the services and packages like minimum 100 gigabyte, 200 gigabyte, 500 gigabyte? So how does it work, the payment?
Yeah, that's the other great questions. Yeah, this is something like the prepaid, like you pay your mobile phone, you pay monthly, or you prepay maybe and you can use it until all your $20 was consumed. But for the crypto services, for Stratos in particular, we're always using prepaid. If you want to use your services, you always hold your tokens in the wallet, and you can pre-purchase a lot of ozone, because ozone is something like gas in the E3, right? When you pay for that, they will directly charge from your wallet, or you can prepay it, or you can purchase, or they can directly charge from your wallet. That's how it works. That's most of the crypto project works. But like I said, if they have third party, they act as the middleman, they can provide the more flexible solutions, maybe yearly, monthly, or just based on how many traffic you generate or you consume. So that one is really dependent. You can pay, what kind of yearly, monthly, or you prepay, or you pay after. You just sign the contract, then you pay after, right? Prepay, you don't have it. The reason is, the crypto world, we don't know who you are, you don't know who I am. So that's why, since we don't know each other, it's hard to have the legal contract be signed. If there's no any legal contract, the only way can make it work is you prepay that. Right? That's how it works. But if we have a middleman, we're working with the enterprise or any customer, they know the customer, they cannot data KYC, and then since they be protected by any legal document or contract, so they can pay anyways, yearly, monthly, or pay after the service is all okay. I think this really depends on the case by case. I think if Stratos fundamental storage solution is reliable and always in a good shape, will be attract a lot of team to work on that, and I think at the moment there will be a lot of options for the users. Yeah, that's my answer.
Thank you for your answer. One more. What happens if I have no longer any ozone in my wallet? What happens with my storage? How much time I have to load my wallet again?
Yeah, that's a great question. Like Stratos, it's not a free storage. It's not like IPFS. You use it for free. It's not like Hardware AR, and you just pay once. They can guarantee your data will be never lost. Pay once, use it forever. But everyone knows it's not happens, right? You just pay once, use it forever. I never see any business case alive for that. You pay once, you can go to the gym for the whole life. I never see that. But if you pay for your data, I give you an example. You have 1 gig, so you upload it to Stratos, you pay for that. But after that, your wallet is empty. So when want you to recharge you because you need to keep in pay it, for example, it's monthly, you don't have any Stos anymore. So we will probably have some warning, have some notification, or maybe when you start to pay for that, we let you know. You have the period window, you have time window. I don't have the detailed number for you, but just example. You pay the first time, but that one probably can keep you alive for a month. If you don't pay that in a month, your data will be removed. That's my short answer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds fair. Yeah. Thank you for your answer.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your questions. Maybe I can also add a little bit on top of this in regards to everybody's kind of question in regards how we're going to launch a business plan for future enterprise users or clients. At the stage that we're still kind of building and developing a functional product, once we have it ready, for sure we're gonna build out a whole business structure in regards to how this gonna be charged. And most likely that because for different business, for different requirements, the capacity they're looking for or the complexity of their storage demand are various, right? So most likely when we're facing business clients, all the packages or all the final like bills gonna be customized. And of course we will also have our like customer success or client success like just rolling out the whole procedures in regards to all the points that you guys just asked in regards billings, in regards payments, or in regards like automation of those reminders and etc. So this is just a general answer to all of your questions in regards to how do we maintain like a business services once we launch our mainnet and our services. Yeah, so do we have any other questions? All right, if not, because we're also close to 1 hour as well, if we do not have any other questions, I would like to once again thanks everyone for your time and your support. You can always feel free to leave a questions or communicate with us in our Telegram group. We're always open to communicate and keep our community informed about our latest progress. So thank you again for your time. I'll sign off, but let's definitely stay in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all the great questions, and let's keep communicate. And probably later, if you guys have more questions, probably we can make the AMA more routine, maybe every month or every quarter. And it really depends. And maybe when we have the other major milestone would reach, for example, the Stratos 5, we can host the other AMA. Thank you.